So, what is up, guys? So, I'm very excited to see that Umidigi is coming out with a new phone again. This time they call this the Umidigi F2, which is its predecessor of the Umidigi F1, right here. And it's going to be priced at $179.99, which is a pretty good deal, comparing to all the specs that it offers. Comparing to the old Unibidigi F1, it's rocking only a 4 gigabyte RAM and 128 gigabytes ROM storage. It looks like they upped it from 4 gigabyte to 6 gigabyte on the F2. So it's got a little bit RAM storage, and it's also using the newest Helio P70 processor. Um, I don't know why they're all in Spanish, but I'll translate it back to English. And the battery size is the same. So I know the Umidigi F1 later on did come in with a new F1 Play, which also has the 6 gigabyte RAM option. And also it came with 48 megapixels. I think the original F1 only came with a not a 48. I think it's only let's see, a 16 megapixel camera in the rear end, in the rear rear end, in the rear back of the camera. So obviously the F2 has this slicker design. It looks like they also have all the bands that was in the original um, phone. So you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26, 28, 28B, 66, and 71. So it looks like it's almost the same bands. So they added 71, which will be beneficial for a lot of T-Mobile users. Um, I see that the original one did not have 71. So that's good to see, for where Umidigi is trying to head towards. I'm definitely gonna get this phone uh, next week, so please subscribe and check out my channel for an in-depth review once I receive this phone. Super excited that where Umidigi is taking off with, keep coming out with new phones, new design. Really like the hole punch design here, comparing uh, to the teardrop. Never really fan of the teardrop, but this hole punch definitely does look a lot sleeker like the Samsungs. And the camera, definitely a 32 front-facing camera and 48. It's no regards, those are pretty good specs. I know a lot of newer phones nowadays, they are coming out with like 108 megapixel on the back facing camera. So, cameras nowadays are definitely coming to a whole new standard with a lot of detail and pixel, being able to zoom in, super telephoto lens and wide angle lens. So this has actually four cameras, the F2, compared to the old one only has two. So this has four cameras. You get depth sensor 5 megapixel, 48 megapixel, a ultra wide 120, 13 megapixels camera, and a macro of 5 megapixels. So this wide angle camera, 13 megapixels, that's pretty good, for a wide angle camera. Because I know in the previous model earlier this year where the phone comes out with a wide angle camera, most of the times it's 5 megapixels. So once you blow that out to a wide angle lens, an image onto your phone, it becomes super blurry, and most of the time you probably can't even zoom in or to see the details or even use the picture. Um, they say, the new phone has super night mode and whatsoever. I'll put in my 2 cents on it, since Umidigi cameras aren't the best with their software optimization wise, and also how, you know, it is not a Samsung, right? I mean, I don't know whether they would uh, improve the camera quality in these phones. But in my current I have the Umidigi Power currently, and I also used the F1 before. The Umidigi Power, takes okay, subpar photos. I mean, a lot of low light situations, it can't capture all the details and the brightness of it. So I'll test the camera out once I get the phones, and so please, keep check out my channel and for more of an in-depth review once I receive this phone. So these are almost the same pictures. I think they just changed the the corner uh, subtitle here. Let me remove this. So as I mentioned earlier, it's rocking the Helio P70 processor. Which is the newest Helio processor out there. Um, So aside from that, it's running on Android 10, which is good to see. The new display is also HD plus, which is better. A lot of the phones nowadays are saying that they're AMOLED, but AMOLED really means it's 720, which isn't a full HD display. Which Apple, are notorious of getting away with, selling people a 720 display on in 2019, almost 2020. And what jump in topic here. What I like about Umidigi is that they have all the bands, um, and given that they have all the bands, it really helps with T-Mobile and you traveling around the world. As you know, T-Mobile has unlimited data, free data when you travel around the world. And that really helps with, when you go roaming and you don't have to pay anything extra. Given it's only 2G speed, but I'll survive, being able to send text messages and images. But good luck sending videos. But anyways, it works, what it is. And so, it comes with, the Umidigi phone, the power brick, Type C cable, which is standard now. Um, the screen protector of also the case, which is common. You'll see the case. Oh, I noticed that they didn't do a hole punch for the fourth camera here. I don't know if you noticed. Um, it comes with a US or European charger. Hopefully, they'll ship me for the right charger. Knock on hard wood. As I mentioned, it comes with all the bands. Now just do a quick comparison right at the bottom here to see, whether it is true with all the bands here earlier. Um, where am I? So 72. Yep, so Unimidigi F1 did not have 71, but it did have 41 and oh, yep, they also have 41. So they did added 71, which is nice to see, and B66. So there you have it. So just one more comparison that I want to do. So Umidigi did come out with a newer phone, which I heard is the Umidigi Power 3. So it's the next version. I don't know why they skipped, not call it Power 2, but they call it Power 3. So it's not on their website at all. So I try to, search on their website, and it's nowhere to be found on their website. They are only advertising the Umidigi F2. Um, so here's the F2 Umidigi, now selling for 179. You don't see any advertising for the Power 3, but there was a leak the on the news saying that they were listed on AliExpress for $299. I don't think this phone is worth $299 when I first glanced at it. They look It looks like they're using the same screen as the F2, which is, a full screen with a hole punch on the left. What's different is that crazy camera bump where, Apple is using, and now Pixel is also coming out with this crazy ass camera bump. And now Umidigi is also trying to, go with the trend here. But for 299, with the same spec as like the F1 with a bigger battery size, by 1000 milliamp battery, I don't think it's worth 299 in my opinion. Just spec wise. But the look looks really cool and sleek. It's definitely trying to copy Apple here with all the matted space. I think they call it like space gray, right? Yeah, they call it space gray, midnight green, and also net. I don't know if it's supposed to be red, but it definitely looks really sleek, and the design is looks pretty modern 2020, trying to copy the camera bump. But for the spec wise, P60, for only 4 gig RAM and 64 gig storage. I mean, I know that's decent amount for most people, but I feel like sometimes the 4 GB RAM might be lacking given all the apps now are consuming more RAM. So given, having a 6 GB RAM definitely helps on the F2 and with the 128 gig storage because a lot of the cameras nowadays are higher pixel, which means that it will use up more of your storage data if you don't use like Google storage. Um, as a limited storage backup because they downsize it to 2 megapixels just as a caveat that I want to throw out there. So the Umidigi Power, selling for 100, I mean $299, with it looks like similar camera. I don't think they specify as they don't have that much specs here as to what these camera entails. I mean these are just yeah, quick. They only show the pictures of it, which looks nice, the phone, but definitely not worth 299 at the moment, given the prices that they have already uncovered, with the Umidigi F2. So, keep in the loop in my channel and subscribe to my channel, please. And I'll post a video once I receive more details. Once I receive the phone, and I'll provide you with more details on what this phone is capable of. And definitely looking forward to this. I'm a Umidigi fan as to I like to see where they're heading in the future. Hopefully they eventually they make some affordable foldable phones and whatsoever. So you know thanks for checking out this video, and I'll keep you guys all posted. All right, thank you. Peace out.